I'm really embarrassed to admit this, but I have a phone addiction. So here's what I decided to do. Hey guys, my name is Mandy and my channel is mainly about homeschooling, but every now and then I do a video about homeschool life, mom life, that type of stuff. This is gonna fall into that category, although this has helped me greatly in the homeschooling area. So grab your coffee and we're gonna chat about phone addiction. So you guys asked for all kinds of videos on phone addiction and how you could use your phones less. I thought it would be interesting to start with some of the results, and that way you guys could see like what this actually looks like in action. So I want to start this video off with a little disclaimer. I use my phone for very limited activities at this point. So what we would call tool type things. So maps and navigation, texting and phone calls, and those are two actual family and friends that I know, that type of thing. I still have Facebook Messenger because that's how some of my family can communicate because of signal problems with our carriers. So it's actually easier for some of my family who lives far away to use Facebook Messenger, but you can have Facebook Messenger without the Facebook app. The Facebook app has been deleted off of my phone and I no longer use it, and I have not logged into my personal Facebook account for over a month. I do not have to because Facebook allows me to log into my Handmade Homeschooler page, the page that's affiliated with this channel. So I can still post my videos to you guys and I can still post, you know, content and funny memes, but I'm not allowed to scroll and I'm not allowed to do anything like that. So it all has to be what I'm going to call work related, just for this video to make things a little bit easier. Although I'm not technically working, I'm going to call this work related. So I have very strict guidelines and I have very few apps on my phone. I deleted most of my apps and my phone has to stay in my bedroom for the entire day. I'm not allowed to go in and get it unless my phone rings or if there's a text message from family. So very, very strict guidelines. So although I haven't deleted my main page on Facebook because I would lose my page affiliated with you guys and you guys would have a harder time seeing my content, I don't use it. So it's kind of like a dead page, I guess, because that's the Facebook rule. You have to have a main page to have like a fan page or a brand page. You have to have a main page. But I deleted that. I deleted my Twitter. I don't even have that account anymore. I got rid of my Facebook app and I actually put like strict rules on anything else in my phone. So my phone actually won't even let me use it after a certain time. One of the biggest things I've noticed, especially in the last couple of years since I got sick, is that my phone habits have increased greatly. And when I say greatly, I mean like embarrassing amounts of time. If I'm really honest with myself, about 90% of my phone habits were just me sitting and doing what I like to call doom scrolling. Doom scrolling is where I get on my phone, and particularly Facebook and Instagram, and I just scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll. And I have no purpose to scrolling, I just do it to do it. And then I don't know what happened. I think I just got sick of my phone. I don't know why. I don't know what happened, but something happened. The Lord changed me. And I think He just brought it to my attention that this is getting out of control. And especially because one of the main reasons I was doom scrolling is to distract myself from physical pain. And when I was really bad with like my migraines and things like that before I got on a better pain management system, I was really bad at this. And it's called distraction therapy. And I realized that one of the main reasons why I was scrolling on my phone so much is due to distraction therapy, because I needed any distraction. I didn't care what it was, just give me a distraction. I would even watch TV. I didn't care what it was, just put something in front of my face so I'm not thinking about the things going on in my body or the physical pain that's happening to me. That developed into some really bad habits. So now I got to take care of those habits. So let's talk about some of the things that happened when I broke up with my phone. Now, if you want to know more about how I actually did break up with my phone, post down below in the comments and I might give you guys some tips. Like I might do a video on like actual tips that I did, things that actually like really helped me. So the first thing that I noticed is that no one even knew that I was gone. I needed to process for a little while how I actually felt about that. But, okay, here's the thing. I'm not gonna be emotional about that because one, I know better, and two, there's no reason to be. I did not announce that I was leaving Facebook because I've seen people do this and then they go back to Facebook and then they're really embarrassed about it, and I did not know if I could actually do this. So the last thing I wanted to do was like announce that I'm on a diet and then not lose any weight. Kind of the same thing, right? I still use my Handmade Homeschooler Facebook page, but Facebook makes it now to where I don't even have to log into my own personal Facebook. I can keep myself logged into my Handmade Homeschooler account and just post the material that I need to. But I have very strict guidelines and I can go over those in another video. But basically, the only things that I'm allowed to do is answer direct messages and post my content 1 to 2 times a day. I don't scroll. So basically I'm on Facebook for about 5 to 10 minutes a day tops. So, and it's all what you would call work related, although this isn't technically work. So the second thing I noticed is I started hanging out with my husband and my kids a lot more. And the thing is we all work and live at home. My husband is retired military. He's not going nowhere. The thing that I noticed was it's not that I'm home more, it's that I'm present more. So when these things are happening around me, I'm actually like mentally there, because before when I was scrolling on my phone, I was physically there, but I wasn't mentally there. So the relationships with my husband and my children improved. The next thing I noticed, my real friends still text and call me. So I'm not missing anything. And you know, for that first week, I was a little bit jittery. I've been off of social media for almost a month now, I think. So it's been almost 4 weeks. By the time you guys see this, it'll probably be 5 or 6. And that first week, I was a little bit jittery. It sounds so ridiculous, doesn't it? I was like, well, what if somebody dies? What if, you know, somebody has a major medical crisis? I need to be there, you know, but I realized like my mom has a Facebook, my siblings have Facebook, and literally everybody else in my family and all of my friends have Facebook. So if something happens, somebody will call me if it's important and I need to know about it. So my real friends still text and call me. I still have all my text messages from my friends and I still use my phone to text. This was a big one. My anxiety levels went from like a 10 to a 1. That was impressive. And I am so much more chill now. I like it. I don't know if it's that I'm just not seeing the barrage of news all day long, especially from like these crazy outlets, you know, like CNN. But like I'm not seeing ridiculousness all day long, and I'm not seeing the fighting all day long either between everybody on different topics, and it's just like it took my anxiety levels down so much, and it was just, I like it. If you guys have anxiety problems, seriously, think about breaking up with your phone. Also, I do have one news app on my phone, but it's a news app that doesn't do a whole lot of news during the day, and I log on to my local news, and you know, anything locally that I need to know about, you know, like last week we had a hurricane hit, they're gonna let me know. So I don't have to worry about anything as far as something like that. Like I get all the major developments happening that are going to affect me personally. I have so much more time now. I used to think I had no time for anything. And it's not that I didn't have any time for anything, it's that I went into my screen time, which if you have an iPhone, you should have something called screen time in your settings. Go look at your screen time and see how long you're spending on your phone. And then it'll even break it down by app. How long are you spending on each app? I was spending the same amount of time on my phone as somebody would work at a full-time job. That's insane. Like, what was I doing? It's not even like I was doing anything. I was literally just scrolling or just distracting myself from something, from boredom or from pain or from whatever. And I feel really dumb now that I look back on that and I'm just like, what in the world? I was wasting my life on my phone. So the next thing, my concentration and focus are starting to come back. I did a lot of research on what iPhones and iPads do to your eyes. And it's not just the blue light. It's the fact that your brain gets trained to skim material when you read it. And it makes focusing on written word, like books and magazines, things like that, it makes focusing on written word so much more difficult. And I realized that was the problem I was having. I honestly thought I had a more neurological problems from my migraines. And I was actually going to talk to my doctor about it today. And it was one of the things that, I had on my list to bring to her, but I realized it's not a neurological problem that she can help me with. It's actually from my phone. And when I stopped using my phone and I started picking up books, what do you know? I can read and concentrate again, and I can focus. And it's not that it takes away your ability to read, it's that it changes the way your brain interprets the words, and it's almost like retraining your brain. So I had to retrain my brain backwards. So I felt like I had to do a lot of work in that area, but my focus, my concentration, and my ability to read written word is so much better now. So I'm reading like crazy. I read 4 or 5 books just this month, and decent sized books. One of the books was over 500 pages. So I'm reading a lot of books now, and that's always been such a big passion in my life. And I have felt like the last couple years, it's like almost guilty because it's something that I love so very much, but I haven't been doing it and I enjoy it. And it's like, what am I doing? I have all these books that I buy and I never read them. I'm starting to read them. And the last thing I will say is better sleep. And that's probably due to less blue light and, much less blue light and less anxiety. And I find other things to do at night. And it was so funny because my husband was, I think he went to go get like a snack or something at night. And he came back in the bedroom and I was just sitting in bed reading a book. And he laughed and he was like, I'm not used to you reading books at night. This is funny. And it's like, wow, I must have been really bad about my phone usage to where like my husband is surprised when he sees me reading a book and how much things have changed. Like when we go on dates, usually it's to the bookstore because that's where I want to go. He usually takes me one of 3 places: Chick-fil-A, Hobby Lobby, or the bookstore. You take me to one of those 3 places and I am a very happy girl. Yes, I'm very simple. Okay, leave me alone. But I adore books. And he's building me like all these crazy bookshelves because he knows not to even ask me to get rid of books. He just builds me more shelves. So he knows about my book habits. But now he's almost surprised to see me reading. And I think he's getting used to it now, but it's been funny. So technically I still use my phone, but there's strict guidelines for what I can use it for. 99% of the time, I don't even need it. I just use my laptop if I really need something, or my husband, he's got a phone and be like, hey, can you do this thing for me? But most of the time I don't even need it. It's completely unnecessary. And I didn't realize that until I got rid of it. And I had like such anxiety about like this breakup with my phone, but I realized like I don't need it. And I will say that this whole experiment was not easy. Like this was really hard for me because I had to learn how to do new things. And I had to learn how to swap behaviors. And doing that is not as easy as it sounds, especially when you're really addicted to something. Or especially if I got a migraine. Like I was like, what do? I need something to distract me. And I almost like reach for my phone and it's not there. So I really had to change some behaviors. So let me know, do you use your phone too much? I'd love to know that down in the comments. Make me feel better about myself. All right, I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you have a great rest of your day and happy homeschooling.